You the man.
Okay, so many of you know me as that kid in the hallway who's yelling, screaming, and just an annoying person in general. Or you know me as the person who's very kind and caring. You're not wrong on both ends, but there's more to me than that. So, who am I? Well, I'm many things. I rob banks. I am a war veteran. I'm a swordsman, and a bunch of other things that go into that category. However, obviously in real life, I'm not any of those things. I wish I was, but I'm not. I am obviously a gamer. I play video games most of my life, and most of my time is spent playing video games because I got nothing better to do. Or I watch anime. But that's not all there is to me. It may seem like all I care about is video games, but I care about a lot of other things too. I care about my friends, like Nick, Natalie, Dane, a bunch of other friends that I have that I don't feel like naming. Also, I care about my pets. I have a cat and a dog. My cat's name is Cutlass. We got her when I was in, I think, 7th grade. And she's named Cutlass because my parents are obsessed with cars and repairing cars. And so, since I named my dog Hooch, they named our cat Cutlass. I named my dog Hooch because I thought it was just a random name I came up with, but my mom continuously tells me, no, you thought when we were saying Hooch when we went to get her that I thought they were saying Hooch. So she's named Hooch.
During the Prohibition, it meant alcohol.
Yes, I know this. I also have a picture of my mom and dad with me when I was very young. My dad doesn't actually look much different in this picture. I'm actually going to pass these around. Dad doesn't look much different other than he's got more gray hair. So I also love drawing. Last year or the year before, I started drawing characters from anime I like. And here's another finished one, and then here's one that's a work in progress. I haven't been able to finish it because I've been getting lazy and kind of bored, so I haven't been feeling like drawing very much. So the main career that I want to head into is video game development. Because of how hardcore I am into my video games and how much I've experimented with my laptop, I want to be a video game developer. I don't know in particular what college I want to go into, but there's one down in Florida called Full Sail, and they are like the only college that I've found that actually goes in depth into video game development. So I plan on probably going there. It's going to cost a lot, but from what I looked, it's actually not too expensive. So some things about my past. I'm adopted, actually, and I don't have a problem with that. I love my parents very much. Although you would think me and my mother were brother and sister for how much we argue, rather than her being my mom. And I'm so much taller than her, it's funny when she gets after me, and whenever I get in trouble, she's going, "You better stop what you're doing right now." And she's always looking up at me, and I just kind of smile down at her. I can put my arm on her head like it's an armrest, and she gets really mad. And I tease her, I go, "Give me a high five," and I'll go as high as I can. She can reach my elbow. And I love teasing my mom. It's fun. Too many ums. So I don't want to admit this, but I'm going to be honest. In elementary, I cried all the time about the smallest things. Like anything that was an issue, I cried about. And so in elementary, I cried too much to the point where I have stopped crying pretty much at all. Once I hit 5th grade, I kind of cut off the ability to cry for a very long time. More recently, I have been able to cry again, but I only do it when I feel it's absolutely necessary. And a person that I really love, which is my grandma, who passed away when I was in 2nd grade. I told myself I wouldn't cry here, but yes, I will. get mad at her when she would tease me all the time, but now I would give anything to have her back to tease me again, because I don't remember much of her. And she was so nice. And I really cared about her. And I took her for granted, though, but I wish I could have her back. Then I have my other grandma on my mom's side. She's still living. She doesn't do much, but she's still living. She sits around all day. Whenever we go over to her house to spend time with her, she is usually just sitting around the house, and that's kind of all we do, so we don't get to do much. So, there is a second career I've recently, and by recent I mean like the past week, I've been considering to go into, and that's voice acting. I've been looking into it a little bit. It sounds like it'd be pretty fun, and that's why today I brought these. I'm going to reenact a couple scenes from Death Note. I wish I had a little bit more time to do a couple others, but only a few of you have seen Death Note, so hopefully I shouldn't make too much of a fool of myself doing this. So, got my little script here, so I remember some of the quotes. Get out the tears. Alright. So first off, I'm going to be Taro Mikami, person who gets the Death Note passed on to him later. All he does is chant delete, like this. Delete, 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 delete. That's Taro Mikami.
Okay, that's freaky.
Next part, the famous potato chip eating scene in Death Note that made eating potato chips very, very dramatic. So, I gotta get in the mood for this one as well. I'll put this on my left. Just watch me, L. I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left. I'll take a potato chip and eat it! That was a little messy there. And finally, this is going to probably put strain on my chest like it did over the weekend when I was practicing this, but I'm going to do the psychopathic laugh that Kira does at the very end of Death Note. So try and hold a straight face because I'll screw this up if you don't. That's right. I am Kira. That's all I got for you today.
Okay, you crazy guy.